prosecution has proved his case beyond reasonable doubt and then convicted them for those 3 major offenses: armed robbery, murder, that is culpable, Mr. punishable with death, and unlawful possession of firearm. So those are the 3 basic things. And apart from the conviction, the sentence was also pronounced, and the maximum sentence that the court can pronounce on those 2 capital offenses are the death. They carry death sentence by hanging. So that is the only pronouncement. And on possession of firearm, his lordship reduced from 10 to 3 years.
I am not surprised, and likewise my principal counsel is not in surprise as regards to the judgment of today.
Sentenced to death by hanging in Osun State for stealing fowl. It's on Google. You can search for it.
ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà mo rìnrìn àjò kan ní ọdún kan mi mọ̀ pé mo lè padà délé ni wọ́n gbé mi lọ nígbà tí mo débẹ̀ bórí mi ṣe mo ní tó tírí àjò ìbá ti ẹ̀pin síbi ṣùgbọ́n kọ́mọ mi ó sá jáde Peter àti rìndé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí o ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà.
àwọn ọmọ yẹn pé.
Wait, so it is true. It is true that a 17-year-old boy has been sentenced to death by hanging for stealing a fowl in Osun State. Sentenced to death by hanging for stealing a fowl. Hey! Abeg, wetin una call this country again? Make una know wetin una go do this country o. Make una know wetin una go do this country. I dey talk am now. Now let me give you the full gist, because on this channel we dey talk, we dey show, we dey talk, we go show. I saw this news last night, honestly speaking, and I waved over it. I thought, some people trying to create some content. I just say, how can they sentence somebody to death by hanging for stealing a fowl? Honestly, this is what I said. Not until this morning I woke up, I saw it on the news. Before you know it, a friend of mine called me and said, how far? You say, you hear what thing happened? I say, yeah. So I went into research. Let me tell you. But before I tell you this, please be mindful, because this news dey in 2 ways. So, but here I'm going to tell you the exact truth, how it happened. Now, look at this one. This one says, Nigerian youth sentenced to death by hanging for stealing fowl in Osun State. All right. So I'm going to display it on the screen so you see it as well. A young Nigerian man has been sentenced to death by hanging for stealing a fowl in Osun, says Governor Ademola Adeleke. However, reprieve came the way for the convict as Mr. Adeleke vowed to grant him pardon. I have received the report of the case of a young man reportedly sentenced to death by hanging in Osun State for stealing a fowl. Subsequently, I have directed the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Osun State, to commence full investigation into the matter and initiate processes to grant prerogative of mercy to the young man, the Osun State Governor announced. So you see it is a confirmed news that this guy, is not only a guy, there are about 3 of them, but 1 guy and 2 others. All right. So they have been sentenced to death by hanging for stealing a fowl. And how did this thing happen? In case you don't know, this thing happened in 2010. Actually, they stole the fowl rather in 2010. They stole it in 2010, and they went to court, and the court sent them to prison. So they have been in prison for the past, is it 14 years? They have been in prison since 2010. Not until just a couple of days ago, their case was reviewed and they went to court again. And the court said, Oga, now death by hanging, and they go like this. And everybody was like, what? Now, let me show you the full gist. Let me show you the full gist. This is BBC News, all right? So BBC News said, Nigerian man promised pardon after 10 years on death row for stealing hens. They went ahead to say, a Nigerian man who has spent 10 years on death row for stealing some hen and eggs has been promised a pardon by the governor of the southwestern Osun State. Shehu Orowokere was 17 years old in 2010 when he was arrested along with his accomplice, Morakiyo Sunday. They were said to have attacked the home of a police officer and another person with an old-fashioned wooden gun and a sword, but only got away with the poultry. In 2014, Justice Jide Falola of the Osun State High Court sentenced the 2 to death by hanging after finding them guilty of forcibly breaking into the police officer's house and stealing his belongings. There was an outcry across Nigeria at the time as many felt the sentence was too harsh. So you have had it. Actually, what happened is that these two young guys went into a police officer's house and stole a fowl. So, unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, they were caught. Fortunately, they were caught and, you know, taken to court, and the court sentenced them to prison or sent them to prison. So they have been in prison since 2010. Just a couple of days ago, their case was reviewed and we went to court, and there the court sentenced them to death by hanging. Sentenced them to death by hanging for stealing a fowl. Don't forget that a couple of months ago, some criminals that were caught, you know that Offa bank robbery now, it was a popular news then, Offa bank robbery. There was a robbery somewhere in Offa, I think, Osun State, again, Ogun State. Yes, there was a bank robbery, and fortunately, the robbers was caught, and, you know, they went to court, and the court sentenced them to life imprisonment. I hope you're aware of that.
The 5 suspects have now been found guilty of all the charges and sentenced to death by hanging. Delivering judgment today, Justice Halima Salman of the Kwara State High Court, Ilorin, found them guilty of all the count charge and sentenced them accordingly. The judgment was meant to be delivered on the 2nd of August, but was put forward because of the August nationwide protest. 6 suspects were arrested in connection with a bank robbery incident on the 5th of April 2018 in Offa, Kwara State. But one of the suspects, Michael Adiko, died in police custody.
The judgment is conviction. They have been trial have been concluded today, and then His Lordship saw that the prosecution has proved his case beyond reasonable doubt, and then convicted them for those 3 major offenses: armed robbery, murder, that is culpable, Mr. punishable with death, and unlawful possession of firearm. So those are the 3 basic things. And apart from the conviction, the sentence was also pronounced, and the maximum sentence that the court can pronounce on those 2 capital offenses are the death. They carry death sentence by hanging. So that is the only pronouncement. And on possession of firearm, His Lordship reduced from 10 to 3 years.
I am not surprised, and likewise my principal counsel is not in surprise as regards to the judgment of today.
So what will be the next line of action?
Of course, in line with the AG or your state against Bilo, is an automatic appeal. It's an automatic appeal, and definitely it's going to stay. So I think it's one of those things that Mr. Emeribi have started doing, compiling the record and whatever, so that at least we move to the upstairs.
Now, these 2 children, again, I'll call them children because they are below 18 years. They have been sentenced to death by hanging for stealing a fowl in Nigeria. Meanwhile, just a couple of days ago, somebody from the north stole billions of dollars, and he went to court, and the court granted him a bail of 500 million. Somebody stole billions of dollars, and the court granted him 500 million bail. I beg, wetin una call this country again? Wetin una call this country? Where I wan start? Have you forgotten the 36 million that a snake swallowed? How far? Have they caught the snake? Where do I start? Please. In fact, I don't even know what to say. As I dey like this, many things they come my head. I don't even know where to start. Just drop your comment on the comment section what you think about this video. Just drop your comment on the comment section. And if you are coming across my channel for the first time, please do well to subscribe, all right? Thank you, and God bless you.